Well, hello and welcome to week 55's update. I'm here with Gao. How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good, good, good.
How
Good
you
to
doing?
have you. I'm definitely good for being here at a decent time.
Hey, Foggy. Yeah, we're early. Echo's home
Hey,
early, so we
Froggy,
can start
welcome,
early.
welcome. Yeah, we are early today, but that's only because I I had so few parcels, right? I could have put them singly on the floor of the van, and still wouldn't have covered the van floor inside. Only had 60 drops today, so I was finished at 3:30. It was fantastic. Managed to go and do some Christmas shopping because I hadn't even made a start on that. So I did that and came home, and here we are. It's good to have you. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for your support. So, um, could I have, if you don't mind, could I have a quality check on the stream, please?
Looks
Because
good on my side.
is it coming through in 1080 pi,
Yep.
1080p? Good. Okay, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, even YouTube's auto settings give it in 1080p. So.
Good, good. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. Thank you
Hey,
very
Mike.
much. Nice. He says, nice to have you two earlier today. Yes,
Yeah.
well, I was just saying, not very many drops today. I had a really good day. It felt like I had a half day because I was finished before it got dark. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, it feels really good to be here. I'm nice and chill. I'm sat in my seat. I'm having a wonderful day, and I hope it's going to continue through the patch notes and subsequent gameplay. So, shall we?
Right. Hey, kick it off.
All right. Week 45 update. Inventory sorting by weight, name, and more.
Week 55.
What did I say?
You said 45.
Oh,
That's
did
like
I?
10 weeks ago.
Sorry. Week 55. Uh, I might be at home, but like the brain is still fried. Okay, they are adding the ability to sort your inventory 4 different ways with preset options, orders, and easy to follow user interface. So let's kick it off. They say happy week 55. This week we're adding highly requested inventory sorting just in time for Christmas. You'll be able to sort your inventories 4 different ways with preset categories and orders to make it easy as one click and go. Happy organization, everyone.
Yeah.
And there
So
you
you can sort by name, by stack size,
mhm.
by material type, by weight, or I'm not sure what the fifth one is.
Well, I think we might find out a little bit later on.
Oh no,
And
sorry, there
yes,
is only four different ways. It's my mistake. So
y-
these are the 4 ways you can sort your inventory.
yeah, alrighty. And yes, Froggy, the snow nightmare is over for now, although it is very cold and there is black ice starting to form because I nearly lost my footing a couple of times at work today, and that was at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, we might just have a little bit more snowfall, but I hope it goes away before I go back to work. So take us through the next bit, if you please.
Yep. Inventory sorting has been a popular request from our community. While we've had some sorting for many months, we are expanding it now, adding to the functionality and packaging it up for Christmas. You will be able to sort your inventory in 4 ways to organize your gear however best suits you. The weight, stack, amount, and name alphabetical are pretty self-explanatory, and the fourth option, type, uses the following categories in this order. First, you get the non-food consumables. Then you get the weapons, the armor, the building pieces, and I assume also placeables. Then resources, and then the exotics. Huh. Non-food consumables. So where are the food consumables? Are they grouped in with resources? Also, non-food consumables. We're talking about what? The thermos, the canteen, if you have it in your inventory instead of in your suit?
Possibly. Don't
What
know.
other non... oh yeah, and pills, potions. Those are also non-food consumables.
Yes. Bandages,
Bandages, yes.
sutures.
Oh well, we'll see. Well, at least there is a bit more sorting possible. Still, I won't be using it because I have set locations in my inventory for different types.
Yes. Yes. Tend to sort of like go for the same sorting every time because exactly the same as the way we build the house every
Yeah,
single time. You know where to find stuff because it's always in the same place.
exactly.
And if it's not there, you automatically assume you haven't got it.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Froggy asked, "What do you mean with very cold?" Last night we had minus 36 degrees with wind. It felt like minus 46.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's slightly colder than here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, last week when we did have the snowmare, uh, there was a part of Scotland called Braemar who recorded the coldest temperatures for the time of year, and that was negative 18, 18, negative 18 degrees. I mean, we have cold, but it tends to be not so cold with a really freezing cold wind. So yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
wind tends to make it feel way colder indeed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okie dokie.
some
Important
important. Yeah,
fixes.
go on.
We've added a range of important fixes this week, many of which were identified by our community in the last few weeks since Big Player Data Decentralization Update. The first one, Icarus now works fully in Steam offline mode and without an internet connection.
Yeah,
Excellent.
it was still like you wanted to play offline, but you needed an internet connection to actually get the game started.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
more.
Well,
This is
that's
very good
that's
news for people who have a bad internet connection. At least they can now proper play Icarus
yeah,
offline.
yeah. They can play it properly, and it becomes a completely immersive solo thing. Then
Huh.
that's good. That's good. I like that. Okay, next up we have repairing at the station now correctly consumes 10 Ren for each repair and repairs the item. Oh yeah, I can see how that might be a bit of a problem.
Well,
You
the
know.
repairing worked. I did not look at my run count, so I don't know whether or not it actually consumed the run. But it did repair the item.
Okay. Okay. Well, either that the two ways that I see that is it ate the money and didn't repair it, or it did repair it without eating the money.
I think it's the latter, because like I said, it did repair the item.
So it would repair it for free. Excellent.
Huh.
All
No
right.
more.
Refunding talents at the station now bleh, works correctly. It refunds the talent and consumes a refund token.
Yeah, respecking talents did not work last week. I've seen a
Uh-oh.
lot of people complain about this in the Icarus Discord. Like, hey, I have my currency, I have respect points, whatever, uh, but I can't respect my talents. So
Oh,
they did fix
okay.
it again, which is good.
It's been many, many months since I respect my character. I mean, I literally respect my character when the respect first came out,
Yeah,
and I
just to
haven't
test it
touched
out a
it
bit.
since. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't want to touch it because my characters are very different, but they're also very set, if that makes sense.
yeah.
So I've got a hunter and I've got a farmer, so looking forward to creating some more character, the next character, because I'll
Well, I've already started working on building myself a farmer character, which is like level 40 something now, I think.
okay,
Yeah, I've been playing in my open world. So.
alrighty,
Even though you have reduced experience gain there, those missions give you a lot of experience. Yeah, it's level 44.
yeah. Froggy says, so once you hit level 50, you get no more blueprint points? No, that's not
This
how it
is
works.
incorrect. You will no longer get any talent points. Blueprint
Correct.
points is a whole different story.
I mean, you and Gao and I have been level 50 for at least
For like ages.
ages. Like maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks after the game first came out, we had level 50 characters, even a week. I mean, we were playing it like almost non-stop,
Yeah.
right? Um, and we've had level 50 characters ever since. So I'd probably say for 45 weeks we've had level 50 characters.
Yeah. I mean, I've like literally unlocked everything. Every single blueprint of my main character, and I have like 1,000 blueprint points still.
Yeah, and we're still getting them
Yeah.
because we still get the level 50, new, got a new level, and the actual level doesn't change, but you still get a blueprint point.
Yeah, in one of the JSON files at some point I did see a level of my main characters was like level 400 something or so. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that we don't get told that. So
The level cap is 50, yes. You will no longer get any talent points. You will still get blueprint points.
yes, and you will forever get blueprint points.
Yeah.
Okay,
I wish
next
there
up.
was a way to convert blueprint points into talent points. I'd happily pay like 100 blueprint points for one talent point. But yeah, then you will end up with a player with all talents. And that will make that player a tad overpowered.
Yeah,
Although talent is not a replacement for skill.
no.
You can have a character with literally all talents, equip it with all space gear you want, and then still it dies to a couple of wolves, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah,
Then I come along with a level 10 character with a bow knife and leather armor, and I kill all the wolves.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay, so let's move on.
Yeah.
Dropships no longer destroy mission items, and any deployables hit will be damaged and drop their items rather than just removed.
Uh, mission items, destroying mission items, that I do not know about. But this change should also mean that if I'm in my base and someone else joins the prospect, lands with a dropship on top of the base, it no longer destroys everything underneath it, but only damages it. I hope it works that way. I'm a tad reluctant to test it out though. Plus, it is harder to test this out now with the dynamic dropship locations. So.
Yeah, but I suppose you like see the image underneath, right? You could actually chuck the grenades onto where the planters are
True.
and see
Provided
if
the
see what happens.
recall grenades work properly now, because there were issues with that one as well.
Okay. Okay. And drop their items rather than just remove.
Yeah, so a bench might still get destroyed, but at least the items in the bench will get into a loot bag
Oh, right.
and no
Okay.
longer completely disappear. So
Okay.
yes, you might have to rebuild
The bench.
a bench, you might have to rebuild half your base, but at least your inventory is still there.
Yeah.
And sure, hey, I can relatively easily repair a base or rebuild a base. But
Yeah.
if my cabinet with materials gets destroyed, like all the materials are gone, all of a sudden I have no titanium no more, I have no composites anymore, I have no nothing no more, no electronics, whatever. And those are expensive, especially in an open world where titanium does not have a deep vein, which is
And
like the
doesn't
only material which
respawn.
does not have a deep vein. So good luck there. You have to hope you get some from mission rewards, but the drop rate for titanium is darn low. So I'm glad with that change, that the inventory no longer gets destroyed. Let's see the next one. Updating cave lighting to provide better coverage across different areas of the cave. So last week there was already an update to the cave lighting. It looks like they expanded this update a bit more. Okay.
Alrighty. You'll have to excuse me there. I just took a coughing fit. Sorry about that. And thank you for the quick cover there.
Hey, you're welcome. That's why we play. That's why we do this with the two people, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's better than dead air.
Yep.
Okay, we've added a new, more distinguishable mesh to the exotic extraction ship.
So
Okay.
basically, visual change.
Yeah, so like when we call it, we know what it's gonna be for just by looking at it. I have noticed that when you're doing the mini quests in open world, the pods that come down have different colors. So you've got like
Yeah.
a red one, a blue one, a green one.
Yeah. Also, they don't destroy anything they land on. You can stand underneath them when they land. They don't kill you.
Yeah,
Yes,
although
I
they
have been testing this out
yeah, but
extensively.
they do give you damage though because they
No,
no?
no, they do not. The mission pods, they do not.
Oh, okay, okay.
I always try to get to the mission pod before it lands and have it land on my head. And then I'm basically standing inside the pod. It does not provide any weather damage. I've not checked, it's a tad hard to test, I've not checked whether or not it prevents you from animal attacks.
Right, okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's a tad hard to test because then you have to have an animal chasing you whilst you're running towards the drop pod, and you have to have the drop pod land over you just before the animal reaches you. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. You've been testing this?
Oh yeah, of course. Why not?
I can just see you chucking a whole bunch of grenades and absolutely bombing it down a hill to see if you can get underneath the pod with
Of
an
course.
animal chasing you. Oh my god.
I mean, come on, that's what open world is for, right? Testing stuff out.
Actually, what you should do is see if you can chuck the grenade into the path of a bear, and then all you got to do is run towards it. Oh, he's gonna go and try that now, aren't you?
Something worth testing. Oh yeah,
Well, make sure you clip it.
will do.
Okay. If you please, Carne.
Sure. So there's some quick guide here for the new players, the new winter sale players. Because yes, Icarus is on sale now. If you just bought Icarus in the winter sale, welcome. We wanted to give you a few handy links to check out to get amongst the community and enjoy the game as much as possible. First, join our official Discord. Nice link towards the Discord. You can find our growing community of over 47k Discord members who will help you with quick tips, finding a team in the LFG channel, or sharing your highlights and lowlights. You can also chat with our devs and get inside scoops of what we're working on. Those inside scoops is mainly in the experimental channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chatting with devs, yes. Some of the devs sometimes do come online in Discord and talk a bit as well.
Yeah.
There's a link to feature upvote. It's our player feedback system where you can report bugs, ideas, concerns, or areas for improvement. Our team goes through it daily, and many of our changes and updates are a result of the tickets submitted. I can confirm this, they do go through it on a, I
Very
can't read
regular.
on a daily basis, but yet definitely very, very regular.
Oh yeah.
Also, as we've seen before, fixes based on feature upvote. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have both used feature update vote to mention some stuff like when you died and we found you floating 300 feet in the air.
nah, don't exaggerate. It was like 170 feet only,
Well, yeah, but
give or take.
we couldn't build to get to you, and if anybody hasn't seen that episode, it's actually the very first episode ever made on this channel. And that was so long ago, I can't even remember the name of it. I think it's the Triple F video number 1, the very first one. So go and check it out.
I don't know, I blocked out that memory.
If it's your first time playing and you want to check out some guides, our community have been making some fantastic ones. Check these out.
Let's see. There is one from Game Advisor.
Which is the first one?
I haven't looked at those videos.
No, I haven't looked at them
There's Game
either.
Advisor, and the other one is Fortisar. By the looks of
Yes.
the icon, yeah, Fortisar.
Yeah. So you can check those out
I'll have
if
to
you
have a look
wanted
at.
to.
I'll have to have a look at Game Advisor's videos there to see how proper they are. Because don't forget, in 55 weeks, a lot has changed. So
Yes.
if these videos are not up to date, then yeah, then how useful
Well,
are they?
actually, if you open that in a separate link, you'll be able to see when it was made, so you'll be able to tell us how old it is. And that'll give people an idea as to, well, how long has Open World been out? A month, 2 months?
Let's see. Forza's one is 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Uh, looks like it's dynamic missions mainly. And Game Advisor's one, let's see, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay.
A guide to open world. How to do missions, how to use open world mode. Basically open world. Nothing on missions as such.
Okay. Good, good, good. Alrighty, moving on. Finally, the best part about Icarus is, in fact, learning by trial and error. Everyone in our community has a story of that embarrassing death they learned a valuable lesson from. Wolf and bear apocalypses.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
take each mistake in stride and enjoy the ride. Well, have we not said that from the get go?
Oh yeah. Hey, we make the missions so you don't have to.
Yeah, yeah. We show you what not to do.
Exactly.
Okay. And the next chapter is Corne.
How we use feature upvotes. This week's lead feature, inventory sorting, came from your feature upvote suggestions. For new players, feature upvote is your direct line into the team working daily on Icarus, giving you the ability to be a part of our game's development without feeling like you're talking to a brick wall through a website form or other outdated system. On feature upvote, you can upvote existing suggestions or add your own. These can be bugs you come across, features you'd like to see, changes to existing features, or just feedback on the game's concept and your experience so far. Our team comes to board daily, and many changes and improvements we've made have come as a direct result of suggestions made here. We love having this system in place to generate feedback in a fashion that allows us to act swiftly and effectively, and gives our players the ability to actively contribute to the game they love. So if you'd like to jump in and see what's trending or add your own, there's the link towards feature upvote. And hey Jason, welcome.
Hey, Jason, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for your support. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Okie dokie. We are looking at changes coming to Styx.
Yeah, back in May we added a Styx map and mission pack. An entire new map. Back in May? That long already? Okay.
Really? Wow.
Well, apparently. Anyway, an entire new map with 60 new missions and new creatures. We gave it away for free to all existing Icarus players, but at the time said we would eventually transition it to being a separate paid DLC pack. Yeah, we were talking about it at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a heads up that we plan to do that sometime in the next few weeks. We do need Steam to change some configurations for us, so we don't have a precise data, but we want to give you lots of warning and ensure a smooth transition and not disadvantage anyone. For existing players, this won't affect you. You will still have Styx forever and won't need to purchase it. It won't be taken away. Ah,
Yay.
welcome back, Froggy.
Welcome
Good you're
back.
back.
Dang, you just hate when that happens, huh?
Yeah. Not sure when you cut out, before or after we talked about the talents and blueprint points. TLDR, once you hit level 50, talents stop. You have no more talents. Blueprint points keep on coming every level.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're still getting them.
yeah, like my main character, it has it has like literally all the available blueprints unlocked in the tree, and I still have close to 1100 blueprint points still there.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
I I have
you
I
will
have
be getting.
no idea how many I've got. I haven't looked in goodness knows how long.
You will keep getting them. So
Yeah.
well, I can actually spend a couple of more talent points if blueprint points if I switch out some talents and get the talent for the ghillie and for the polar bear armor. There's going to be another 10 talent points. I still have way over 1,000 left. 1088 at the moment, so 1087.
Yeah.
So yeah, blueprint points. Nah. I
Yeah.
mean, as soon as you hit level 50, well, before level 50 already, you have basically everything you need, and then you can start working on unlocking items you like. And
Yeah.
then you get bored, and then at some point you spend more points on getting everything unlocked, and yeah, then there's nothing to spend the points on anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually one of the huge things that people made a huge song and dance about was the fact that you could get to level 50, but there was absolutely no way you had enough talent points to unlock everything that you wanted.
True.
Really, but what that did is, and I agree with the fact that they did it, it forced people to specialize, and it also meant that you had to like speak to your team about who was going to play which role with this character. So,
Yeah, you specialize, you make multiple characters with different
yeah,
specialization.
yeah,
So you have to actually think about, okay, which character am I gonna bring to this mission?
yeah,
So I like that. I mean,
yeah,
now with all the data being stored locally, there is a way with JSON modeling, although it's quite a bit of work. But you can give a player all the talents. But why would you? I mean, I might do it at some point just to test it out, but
yeah. I mean that would be an interesting game. I mean to be
but
able to do everything.
like I said, what's the use?
Well,
I
I mean,
rather have the skills than the talents, to be honest.
well, yeah, but think of the skills you could build with the talents. I mean, look at the skills that we have
And
with
yeah,
specialization, right?
yeah, but we developed the skills even before we got the talents.
Oh, that's true.
Our Styx characters, we were able to dance with bears when we were still level 0.
Yes, yes, but that was a whole different experience. I mean, I loved that. I loved
Exactly.
it.
So now you want to make a character with all the talents,
It would
and
be
then
I
there
think it
is
would be
no
really
challenge playing
interesting.
with that. No, there's no challenge playing with that character no more.
No, but I think it would be interesting to find out how to use all of the talents, right? So that you got to know each and every one of them inside out. Like you and I can probably name half, a good few of the individual names for these talents. For example,
Yeah.
you've got um now I can't remember anything.
What
You've got
does the talent do?
3 point landing and
And plyometrics. Plyometrics for
plyometrics.
the jumping, and three
Yeah,
point landing for less damage upon landing.
yeah. Think of how much you could learn about the game if you could unlock everything, and then you would be able to really hone down and specialize. Right, I want this bit, but I don't want that bit. Do you know what I mean? And you could just
Yeah, but then you have to like remove the talents again. Not gonna work anyway, but I
well,
mean
no,
it
I
can
mean
work, but you're not gonna do it anyway.
it would be
Nah.
yeah. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. We're trying to do the update right now.
Yep.
Okay.
By the way, Froggy, uh, you can calculate how many talent points you should have, because you get, let's see, 1 talent point each level and 3 points every 5 levels. So 2 additional every 5 levels. So you can calculate how many talent points you should have. And then, if you're comfortable doing so, you can do some JSON editing and give your character the missing talent points. Yes, you can give it even more, but there might still be some calculation going on in the background, like, hey, you're only level X, so you can only have a Y amount of talent points, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
So if you're really missing the talent points and you really need them, you could try some JSON manipulation. However, do be careful, make a backup of the JSON before attempting to do so, because if you mess up the JSON, you kind of lose your character. As in unrecoverable gone, because the data is no longer stored on Rocketworks servers.
Yeah.
So you can't ask them to restore anything anymore either. You are the sole responsible for your data now.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. True, you can always delete character, create new one. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I did that actually with some quite high level. I mean, I deleted a level 47 character because I didn't like the way it was spec'd.
Yeah,
Just started again. And I did that,
yeah. That was
high
before we
40s.
could respec.
I did that about half a dozen times before I got to the main character that I have now.
Yeah.
So
That was before you could respec the talents. Nowadays you can get a ton of talent respec points,
yeah,
150 rand each.
yeah. I mean, the respec is good, but yeah, this was pre-respec. So if you didn't like your character, the only way to fix it was to delete it and start a new one.
Yeah. Anyway, let's continue on the
Yeah,
Styx changes, shall we? So after Styx packs, the Styx pack becomes available to buy separately, date to be communicated,
confirmed, confirmed.
confirmed, whatever. Any new players will need to purchase the Styx pack on Steam to play that map and those missions. Makes sense.
Hmm.
We do also plan for multiplayer hosts to be able to share Styx with others who haven't purchased it. Players who own Styx will be able to host Styx missions and open world sessions and invite Steam friends to join them even if the other players do not own Styx. Same for dedicated servers. Dedicated server hosts who own Styx will be able to host server games using the Styx map, and only the host will need to own the Styx pack. So that's good.
Hmm.
We have also plans to keep expanding to both the Styx and Olympus maps with things such as new missions. We haven't seen those in a while.
No, I was just thinking that.
Several weeks in a row already, but hey, they have been quite busy in working on the data decentralization
Yeah.
and they're working quite hard on the dedicated servers. So yeah, I can understand they have less time for adding new missions. It's fine. So we wait. We have to hold out the little fun new missions for the big fun, dedicated servers.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, for example, it's fun to start new characters. It makes you remember the struggle. Oh yeah, it was a struggle when we started as Styx characters.
Oh my god, but it was so much fun.
Oh yeah, and that's why when Prometheus comes out, we'll be making new characters
Again.
specific for Prometheus. Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And yes,
The only
Styx,
thing we carry from one to the other is the knowledge,
skill and knowledge.
the skill and the knowledge of the game. Yeah.
So Styx is harder than Olympus already, and I do kind of hope Prometheus is going to be harder. Gives more of
Yes.
a challenge.
Oh yeah. Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah. Hey, forest fire at the Alcazar outpost. The high-rise construction outpost.
Yeah.
I don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we get to the changelog. New content.
Oops. Don't know what
New
happened there.
content. Yeah, you scrolled a bit down.
Sorry.
No matter. So we added the backend inventory sorting method. So yeah, we've talked about it before. Adding new cheat function to add random items. Yeah, well, we are not using the cheat functions anyway.
No.
Adding a new dot function, a new sort function UI. So again, the new sorting, more sorting, tags for sorting.
Mm-hmm.
Styx is now locked behind the correct DLC package in a preparation for it making paid content.
Oh wait.
Fixed that Styx map DLC package was not being granted to some owners. So apparently some people still couldn't do Styx. They fixed it, good.
Mm-hmm.
More for the sorting and then adding the base mesh materials and animations for the exotics delivery part was mentioned above indeed. Like, hey, they
Yeah.
changed the look of it.
Yeah, they changed the mesh. Yep.
Not a whole lot of new content, but hey, they're preparing for Christmas as well over there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
then we get to the fixes.
Yay, we love fixes.
Change the default developer backend from the sandbox since the service is offline now. Well, we shouldn't notice anything about it, but hey, you fix it so your desk can keep playing.
Mm-hmm.
Increase minimum DLSS verbosity to stop the log spam. Yep. This is the next one is a nice one. They added extra logging to try to track the cause of dedicated server 028 issues. It was a collection error. Basically, if we don't know what it is, it's a 028 issue.
Okay.
Kinda thing.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of possible causes, a lot of possible fixes. I've been seeing a lot of questions about the 028 in Discord, and I am very glad they at least now specify a bit better, like what's the actual issue,
Yeah.
because it does help. It does make troubleshooting easier, and thus fixing it.
Mm-hmm.
So updated terrain 070 to flag it for world gen to pick up and distribute the cave light changes. Yeah, that's good because otherwise they improve the cave lighting and then it doesn't get into the game. I'm glad I fixed that.
Yep.
Update the cave lights to bring spotlights closer to glow plane to avoid intersection with other world meshes outside of cave, causing blockage. Well, with our settings we don't have much issues in caves anyway.
No, that's true. If they change that, we're both screwed.
Yep. But especially for content creators, I don't think they're gonna change it that quickly. Because content creators kinda like it when their viewers can actually see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And me as a content viewer also like it when a content creator can show what is going on.
Yeah. It definitely helps things. You can't
Oh
do
yeah.
much if you can't see.
Yep. So they increase the light brightness 2 times after viewing in full game scenario with the cave PP darkening the scene heavily. So more cave lighting stuff. Increase cave light draw distance from 50 to 75 meters to account for larger caves. Re-exported, re-exported CF 002 to see if it's enough. Cave, some kind of medium-sized cave.
Okay.
Save all the cave templates with lights in them to inherit the new default intensity and view distance values. Again, it's nice that those improvements actually get into the case.
Mm-hmm.
Add logic in the cave template construct to check X and Y axis rotation and print log to console. So these instances, which instances, can be found and fixed.
Well, we like fixed.
Yeah, no idea which instance he's talking about.
Yeah. This
Next one
next
is
one.
the nice one. Yeah, added the crit volumes for the crocodile and reduce the projectile resistance. So
Yay.
maybe you can properly use bow and arrow again to take care of the crocodiles. Because yeah,
Yes. Hmm.
arrows did shit all to the crocs.
Yeah.
Best way was just knife him in the face.
Yeah.
And be careful that you don't run out of stun, because if they get too close, they bite quite hard, and the tail swipe ain't something to be laughed at either.
No. No. Definitely not. Okay.
This one, I've seen this on Discord popping up as well. Fixed race condition caused due to new dropships players initialization, which was causing players to die before landing on a prospect. Yay, let's join the prospect.
Dead.
Gents, I'm still in the process of landing, but can someone already come this way and revive me?
Yeah.
Especially annoying when you drop in to rescue a team of players who all died. And then they ask in LFG, looking for group, like, hey guys, can someone come in and revive us? And someone says, yeah, sure, I'll drop in. And then,
Just-
gents, I just dropped in a prospect to revive a team, but I'm landing dead.
yeah.
That ain't good.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
a
glad they
that's
fixed this.
that's a black hole for bodies, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just go. You've got one prospect with thousands of players dead because
yeah,
they've all been asking for help.
yep.
Oh no. Oh, That must have been such a nightmare.
Yeah, it was a tad annoying. So rewording the skip migration text. This is after last week's patch where you can actually skip the migration in order to get new players up and running, because they have no character data local yet. So
Mm-hmm.
it tried to do a migrate from central server. Central server, which had no player data because it's a new player, and also central server was down for a while last week.
Mm-hmm.
People could not play, so they added in last week's patch the skip migrate function, and they changed the text for that one a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So they also updated some errors and some messages to remove wording which no longer makes sense. Must be like referring to old, no longer available data,
Yeah. Sounds
which
like it.
no longer makes sense. Yeah. Fix a dropship audio bug where rocket sounds could be muffled due to inappropriate occlusion values. Add ignored actors to dropship occlusion traces so they don't accidentally hit stuff that they shouldn't. And move the occlusion trace point upwards to avoid false landscape hits on landing. Wow, they land in the ground instead of on the ground.
Could be.
And so added ignore actors so they don't accidentally hit stuff. Yeah, they end up with the dynamic spawn location, dynamic drop locations. It should check like, hey, is there a building or something underneath me? If so, then I'm not gonna land here. I'm gonna move a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Talking about that, interesting thing I had this week in my open world. One of the mission pods actually landed in the lake.
Oh.
So it sat on top of the lake.
Oh.
Hmm. Okay. Oh well. It was funny.
Hmm. The sounds kind of weird. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Oh well. At least it didn't land on the roof of my base, so yeah.
Well, yeah, there is that.
So, fixing issue where the pneumonia resistance percentage would increase the chance of catching pneumonia and not decrease it. Oops. Oh, I'm glad I fixed that.
Yeah. Yeah. There have
So
been
you have
times where you get it really, really quickly, and other times it takes
oh,
absolute ages.
this is like a modifier, eh? Like you can add an attachment on your armor, one of your armor pieces, which reduces the chance of pneumonia, so it increases the pneumonia resistance.
Okay.
But apparently it worked the other way around.
Oh.
I haven't been mining for a while in my open world because I rely on my veins, the veins, the drills.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're like, hey, why am I getting a pneumonia all the time? My armor should prevent this, or there is modules for this as well. Let me see if I can quickly find that module. Excuse me, not this one. What's the name of the module I'm talking about? No, I thought it was a module. Apparently not. There's one for poison resistance, but not for pneumonia. I thought
Okay.
it was. Was it a suit or an armor? No. I thought there was a module for this, which gave you some more resistance. Well, then apparently it's only the armor attachment.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Anyway,
Fixed a few typos in item descriptions. Good. I haven't actually seen them myself, but
I
I'm
haven't
happy
in
you
a while
fixed it.
either. Yeah,
Added new error codes for different causes of 028 error.
yeah, we talked about this before.
Yep.
Like the third, where they added extra logging to try to track the causes.
Mm-hmm.
They also added new error codes. So yeah, basically they kind of reworked the 028 errors. Good.
Removed
Removed
list.
listen options from dedicated server travel, as this is only used for peer-to-peer hosting and not for server client. Good. Talking about that dedicated service, I don't think it is specifically mentioned in the list of fixes. The server list for dedicated servers was only showing, I believe, like 100 entries, which
Okay.
has now been upgraded to 200.
Okay.
Just saying.
Alrighty. Could you? I'm gonna highlight a few here. I'm gonna gonna put a jumper on and switch on my heating, so I'll be right back.
Sure. So, updated wording on the dynamic mission board interface to show missions instead of quests. So, dynamic mission and no longer a dynamic quest. I wonder whether or not it's also in on screen, like on the top left, where it currently says mission is MPL. I wonder if it's gonna show quest now as well. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, fixed not being able to reach character select while in Steam offline mode. Again, we talked about this above. They reworked the whole offline part. Fixed the time of day doesn't initialize in PIE, internal PIE only. Not sure what they mean with PIE. Fixed a typo in the flavor text for the Cinetide dropship recall beacon. I have to say I hadn't noticed there being a typo there. Well, there's no typo in it no more anyway, so. Fix an issue where the dropship beacon grenade wouldn't recall the dropship if the player reloaded a game while far away from the dropship. I've seen this a lot in Discord as well. People complaining like, hey, I threw the dropship grenade because I wanted to call in my dropship and it didn't come. Like people build base next to where they land, load up a ton of heavy items in the dropship, building parts and stuff and benches. And then they go away for the mission and they're like, okay, here's where I want to place a forward operating base. They call in the dropship, take the items out so they don't have to luggage all that stuff with them. It is annoying if the dropship grenade doesn't work in that case. So I'm glad they fixed that. Dropship can now complete initialization within an unloaded tile if in the landed state. Oh yeah, also has to do I think with the distance towards the dropship. Like you only load in map tiles around you, not the other side of the map, because you don't need to, because you're not there anyway. If you're a dropship, and so if you were too far away from your dropship, this actually has to do with the bullet point above. If you're too far from your dropship and then you load the game, so you log in the game, it didn't initialize the dropship, so the game didn't really know there was a dropship there. Yes, there was a map marker, but it hadn't loaded in the dropship because that part of the map was not loaded in. I'm glad I fixed that. Let's see, let's continue. Fix cocoa fruit texture settings, file names, collisions, and LOD settings. Fixed it. We already had cocoa, right? Oh well. Fix the dropship beacon grenade, file names, and LOD settings, and deleted the work in progress version 1 assets. Yeah, last week they were already talking about the version 2, so now they removed the version 1. Good. Fixed the steel blue mesh file name. Well, hey, it was still loading anyway, so okay. The clay bricks have been fixed. They now use the BLD, the build shader, instead of the item shader. Fixed file names and removed LODs as LOD0 is 300 triangles. Good. Optimization of the code. Deleted unused lava textures. Fixed 4K normal maps. Fixed texture settings on ice water assets. These two are definitely Prometheus, or at least future content. They added version 2 of the brick buildable kit art, combining 3 materials down to 1. Brick buildable kit art, okay. Updated both static and skeletal mesh. Again, future content. It's the Cypress as well. Oh, this is one we have encountered before. Fix a bug where dialogue lines were replayed at the end of a prospect mission. Temporarily suppress dialogue triggers in the dialogue system while the iterative cleanup request process is running. So you finish your mission and then Saul starts talking audio lines from like early mission.
Yeah, if you remember, we've also had Saul repeat himself couple of
Yeah.
times.
The Ricochet Expedition mission had 2 triggers for the mission complete dialogue. They removed one. So now it only plays once, not 2 times anymore.
Okey-dokey.
Updating the exotic delivery pod mesh. Well, we've mentioned it before already.
Yeah.
Server providers logo now randomized and updated the survival servers logo. Again, visual changes. Don't really care about them too much, to be honest. Fixing play in editor issue where players would not remove the grace period buff. It now removes as intended. So if you come down, you have this little halo symbol or something. Like you have like less food and water consumption, stuff like that, and oxygen consumption. And apparently sometimes it did not get removed properly. I'd rather have them fixing the food buff actually, but okay.
Well, maybe that'll come.
Yeah. Fixed joint prospect screen still using the 8 associated players limit. Wasn't this mentioned in last week's patch notes as well? Did I fix something about? I believe it was this very same.
I can't quite remember, to be honest.
Uh, Yeah, last week, new content, updated character list on load screen to support more than 8 players. Load and join. Load is more the rejoin.
Okay.
Oh well. Yeah, whatever. Basically the same. Kinda. Anyway, improved messaging on why you cannot join a prospect. Like too many associated members or too many active players. I wonder
Full.
what message they got before. Like, was this also added into the 028? I don't know. Maybe.
Well, we'll find out, I think.
Yep. Fix dedicated servers using associated member list stored inside the blob instead of the actual header file. Well, if it's in the header file, you can basically manually kinda remove players from a mission on dedicated server. Although on the client side, the associated slots file, JSON file, wrong. Let's see. Yeah, associated prospects file would still mention the prospects being in there. So I'm not sure what the effect is here if you removed one side only, but okay. Here, fixed case where rocket data wasn't being cleaned up if a player left a prospect. This was in last week's patch notes as well,
Yep.
wasn't it?
Yep.
Huh?
As was the one underneath.
No, not really. This was mentioned above, like at the top. Dropships now deal flat damage when landing instead of calling the destroy on the actors underneath them. Dropship beacon grenades can now be tested in the editor without needing to go through the correct title screen flow. Well, again, the editor is something devs use. We don't use it, but yeah. Fixed repairing space, well, as mentioned above as well.
Yep.
Fix a bug where when selecting a mission you could not select a difficulty or hardcore mode. Yeah, I actually never look at it. I usually do the normal.
Yeah.
Fix an issue where a server returning to the lobby would be still running as a survival game mode, causing the server to not update correctly. It's dedicated servers which is still in beta, but hey, glad I fixed it. The next one has been mentioned as well. Talent respec is now working as intended.
Mm-hmm.
So you can also buy them now again. Password input boxes, this dedicated servers again. Now hides the enter text with an option button to show it. And password input box and character delete confirmation input boxes now are automatically focused for text input when appearing, and use the enter key to commit. Okay. So you don't
Okay.
have to click in the box anymore, but you can start typing right away.
Okay.
And enter is commit. Good. Makes it easier.
Yeah.
The in-game chat box now stays focused for input after sending a message and will defocus when escape is pressed. Something to keep in mind.
Okay.
This makes it easier for people who actually use it. For
Yeah.
people who don't use it, if you accidentally activate the chat box, you'll have to hit escape. Otherwise, you can't play no more because your keyboard input will be redirected to the chat screen instead of towards movement of your character.
Yeah. Just don't use it.
And the fix mouse cursor loss when the chat box in the server lobby loses focus. Hey, where's my cursor gone?
Yeah.
Annoying. Yep.
Well, you can't really do
Uh,
anything without your cursor, can you?
that hard. You have to like
Just a little bit.
gamble where the cursor should be. Right, future content as usual. Anything that pops out like new mission, remnant mission, gonna be for Prometheus again, I'm afraid. But hey,
No, it's just good heads up. It's a good heads up.
yeah. Well, we know they were working on missions for Prometheus. It was mentioned in multiple patch notes already, and we have a mission name now, Remnant. Kinda sounds like Mo. Or
Could be.
maybe this is for the pre-built destroyed bases thingies on the surface. Remnant.
Could
You
be.
know, Soul's Hideout comes to mind.
Moe's
Most
Cave.
Hideout, most Cave, yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, let's see what else is interesting here.
Um.
Um,
Cliffs, brick kits, ice borers, remnant mission, added quest steps for acquiring radar, finalized mission setup, added icons.
added exotic tree art assets as well as 2 harvest states. Also adding a speed tree asset for each state. Huh,
Hmm. Interesting.
exotic tree.
What,
Uh,
you can
it,
grow exotics on trees now?
no, not an
That?
exotic tree, but an exotic tree, like alien
Oh,
tree. But
dang.
2 harvest states. That's gonna be new.
Hmm. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Some more mentioning of cards. Card audio, card saddle, mount card saddle. So you need to put a special saddle on the mount in order to have it pull the card.
That would
Which
make sense.
that's how I read it. Which in turn for me means that mount will pull cards.
Good.
Okay.
The
Let's see.
downside to that is that there isn't then a cart that we can pull.
Nah, just tame a mount and let it pull it. Let's be lazy.
Okay. And more cart stuff.
More remnant stuff. Hey, submitting mini lava hunter or broodling.
Ooh.
So is it gonna be like a baby deer? So useless, just baby variant. Is it gonna be juvenile, tameable, or is it gonna be a cub variant? So mini version of a predator which will attack you.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Broodling does make me think of several games. Broodmother in Alien Dawn.
Yeah.
Kinda Zerglings. Broodlings, Zergling.
Mm-hmm.
Zergs do have broodlings as well in, what's the name of the game? Very old game. I have no idea how it's called at the moment, but anyway, yeah,
Here's a good
interesting.
one.
Yeah.
Small
So Froggy
tweak.
says, let the mount pull the card, so you save on stamina. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Small tweak to lava jump sizzle volume.
Lava jump. If you jump in the lava, it sizzles. Like it's burning your armor, sizzles. I don't know. More
Added control
cards.
rig cart animation to control overall pivot and wheel turning.
Yeah, more cards. The woolly zebra is being mentioned again. But setting up landmine item and spawner,
Ooh.
including recipes and talent. Yeah, Frog says jump in the lava, your barbecue. Well, hey, what happens if you lure a predator into the lava? Well, you get cooked meat.
Well, we also know that lava is pretty volatile, so is the lava going to be spitting and jumping?
Lava worms instead of cave worms? I don't know. Wasn't there, hold on. In one of the previous patch notes, there was some mention of a creature spitting lava.
Ooh.
Huh. Yeah, no cooked meat, you get nothing, because it melts in the lava, says Froggy. Yeah, well, it starts melting at the outside, so if you're fast enough, maybe this very high decay rate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. Yeah, landmine. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. Cards no longer decay when placed on the ground.
Yeah, I saw
Thank
that one.
you. So what? You have your mount pull a card, and then you like get it out of the harness, and then the card starts to decay. That ain't handy.
Well, the game would have seen it as a dropped item.
Yeah, I think so. Not as a placeable as such. Yeah.
Hmm.
3 below. Mount cargo and saddle is now dropped in a non-decayable overflow bag on death instead of being included in the carcass loot. I wish this was in the fixes and not in the future content. Because right now, if your mount dies or gets killed, uh, it still has an inventory with the saddle and the inventory of the saddle in the carcass, but the carcass is decaying. As soon as the carcass is decayed, you lose everything.
Yes.
So if they change it to that the cargo and saddle get into a non-decayable overflow bag, death loot bag, basically, I'm glad for that. I want that.
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely need to be able to keep our inventory if we
Yeah.
lose a mount.
I heard someone he was hauling towards a new base location. So he loaded up a buffalo and he loaded up himself, and then he got to the location there and started building his base. And I was okay. My base is built. I'm gonna unload my buffalo, and the buffalo was completely gone. No longer visible on the map either. It's gone, including, for example, all his entire stock of titanium.
Oh, shit.
concrete furnace.
Imagine if that happened with and the buffalo was carrying exotics. I mean, wow.
Yeah. Uh, so it's in future content. I hope next patch notes we'll see it in the fixes. Phew.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Let's see, feature lock the card talent. So there will be a card talent.
Ooh.
This is for future release and adding the DLC lock UI for the mission open world terrain selection. In a preparation, I reckon, for the next DLC, it being a paid DLC. It's well, actually, it could also be in preparation for making Styx the paid DLC
Yeah.
because it needs to be DLC locked. So people who don't have the DLC purchased cannot access it.
Yeah.
Uh, For a moment, I got a tad hopeful, and I was like, "Oh no, wait, alas." Anyway,
That
this
brings us.
concludes today's patch notes.
It does indeed. Good grief. All in all, it wasn't really a bulky update, but I think it was quite an important one nonetheless. Um, we can sort our inventory now. That's a really good thing.
Yeah, and don't think I'm gonna use it much, if at all. But
Well, I'm going to try it at least and see what happens.
sure, true.
But my question is, now that they've given us inventory sorting, is the game actually going to remember that choice when you next load up? Or is it
I
just
don't
going to
know,
put
but
everything back the way it was?
if you are using the sorting and you load back in and it's not sorted anymore, one press of the button and it is sorted again.
Yeah, so if you go through and manually put your stuff in the same places. Wow. Okay.
Oh,
Anyway, there's feature upvote information there. Don't forget you can click here to share your thoughts. And there's a couple of guides there for you to use. And right
uh,
now, tell all your friends because it's dropped in price for the winter sale.
yeah, 33% off. This significant. And there's also, I reckon, the reason why all of a sudden quite a few new players have popped up in Discord. Yeah, I wish it's sorting to table inventories. I don't know actually. It says inventory sorting, doesn't specify player inventory, Jason. I have to say I have not tested this yet though, this inventory sorting. I haven't played yet today. Well, we'll play it during game. We'll test it during gameplay, don't you worry.
Yeah. So um, that is week 55. An interesting one
Yep,
for sure. What time is that now? That is, oh, it's quarter to
quarter
9
two.
my time. So it's quarter to 10 his time. So how's about we return at 10 o'clock?
My time, I hope, right? Not your time.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was already like, what? An hour 15? Okay, so in about 15 minutes. Sure.
Yes. We will start back up again on the hour.
Yeah,
So until then, it's good night from me.
and good night from her.
And we will see you in 15 minutes for the gameplay. And remember, peeps, it's a dangerous world out there. Take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.